Guy with a big hemorrhoid up his ass came onto my Tiny Toons Madden 99 Switch Around video and started arguing that PlayStation games can be transferred one to another because their discs are like CDR discs. And I facepalmed because, dude, you're completely wrong. They're single pressing data discs. If you remove data from them, you can't just burn new data to them because they're not manufactured that way. Especially back when this game was made, CDR technology was still kinda new. And a CDR drive was a outboard CD drive that cost like $300. I think that's a little much in and of itself for somebody to want to troll KB Toys. Other people said that they thought the video wasn't real either. They thought it was just a bunch of BS. So what I've done is I've booted the game up in my laptop, and now we're looking at the file system of it here. And there's just some pretty basic files. You got your configuration file. You've got this pad file right here, which is game data, and it's also configuration file for your gamepad, your controller. So you have each individual animation, whatever, mapped to whatever you're doing on the controller. And then you go to the data folder here, and you have your standard, game data files. And there's not many in here because we're talking about a video game manufactured back in 1998. It's even got date-modified timestamp. And I'm going to close this. I'm going to pop the disc out so you know that I'm not bullshitting. There you go. And there you go. It's just, well, all it is, dude. I mean, I don't know why you had such a problem about this, but all it is just a manufacturing fucking defect. It's like one off out of 1,000. These things happen. They're manufactured in big-ass warehouses, and every now and then a fuck-up happens. The guy, he went off. He was like, you guys are fucking lying. Your girlfriend has mental issues. You're just lying for attention. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm going to go out of my fucking way to lie about some obscure fucking Tiny Toons game from the late 90s and go so far as to manufacture the whole thing as a hoax. It happens. Now, I haven't heard much online about this ever happening to other games because it's probably a really rare occurrence. But what you need to do, dude, is you need to pull your head out of your ass and shut the fuck up. Okay, PlayStation consoles could not read burned data discs. They could read burned CDs with music or MP3 files on them, but they couldn't read burned data, like game data, unless you were using a modified console with a BIOS modification or a chip or whatever in the fucking thing. You're just being an ass for no reason. I homebrew games, and I've modified plenty of PlayStation in my time.
Yeah, and the copyright, I think, on this is, I think Madden wasn't it around like October 98, and then this came out like a couple of months later.
Yeah.
So the copyright dates are different too. So, because
well, it's just a manufacturing defect. That's all it is. But I mean, I don't understand. Like he rips into you for like no reason because he's just a dick, And says your ditzy girlfriend is making this up. Yes, we're conspirators to archaic games that no one fucking plays.
Trust me, I'd rather play this game than I'd rather play Madden. Madden kind of sucks in my opinion. But that's because I don't like sports games.
Yeah.
I like platformers, and when I was a kid, I wanted to play a kid game.
Yeah.
But no, Madden came out before this game, and then this game came out. So, and it's kind of, and some people put it in the comment sections, I kind of believe that it might be the same distributor that maybe have had some CDs left over thinking it was blank or something.
Well, what they're doing is they're all manufactured in one big-ass warehouse, so probably what happened was that they were printing just thousands and thousands of copies of the same fucking game, and one just ended up on the wrong line for getting the data pressed, that's all. It happens. I'm sure it happens. It's just probably very rare that it does.
Because, I mean, we looked up beforehand before we even actually posted this online.
Because you won't see it happen with a lot of games now. Like, say the new Killzone game gets printed on, like, I don't know. I don't even play a lot of modern games. Say that it got printed on, like, I don't know, a new Need for Speed game. That's even rarer to happen now because games are fucking gigantic. Manufacturers would know if there was something like that going on because you're trying to compress 5 or 6 gigabytes worth of game all onto one fucking DVD 9 or DVD 12 or whatever it is now. Actually, they're using straight up Blu-rays because I know that the last DVD type for game pressings was on, I think it was on PS. Yeah, it was on PS2 and it was like DVD 9 formatting. So anyway, this guy's an asshole and you're a fucking prick and you're a cunt and you really need to just chill.
It was July 31st, 1988 was when Madden came out.
1998.
1998. I can't talk.
It was PlayStation before PlayStation existed.
Yeah, it was PlayStation before 1998, and then Tiny Toons. The Great.
This also is just a conspiracy. See, we're really bullshitting. What this is it's just actually, it's an elaborate ad for Apple computers. Wait. I got the Apple.
Yeah. Okay. October 27th is when it came out by the publishing company. Now, here's the thing. Developed by...
Yeah, and then...
I mean, this is before EA Games really got a hold of Madden.
Well, that proves that it's legit, because then date modified, basically. Then the files were created a few months before that, so the finalized data for the game, it said it was about August and stuff, and you could actually see the date modified dates in it, and they were from a few months before then,
Well,
which is what you would expect.
Yeah, because see, it says July 31st, 1998, right?
Yeah.
So there's July 1998 for the Madden.
Yeah.
And then for the Tiny Toons, it was... Oh, crap, I'm trying to hold this and do this at the same time.
There you go.
There you go, thank you. Then it says release date was, in the U.S., was for October 27th, 1998.
So yeah, it's just it's a manufacturing defect. Yeah.
So they thought they were printing Tiny Toons Adventures on the disc, and it didn't go through.
Yeah.
Nobody questioned it.
No, because it's probably, like I said, 1,000 or several thousand copies, and it'll still happen. It'll happen mostly on discs too. It's not like they're gonna probably copy the wrong cartridge over or something. But that would have been hilarious. Like, say a kid thinks he's getting Banjo-Kazooie and he gets, like, Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Well, I mean, I've heard of it on cartridges. That was one of the things we had to test out some of the games when I worked at GameStop. Because cartridge games, people would put other games on there and try to trade it into something else.
Yeah, they would homebrew it, because you can get a cartridge reader.
Well, like, you would get Pokemon, and then Pokemon wouldn't really have Pokemon on it. It would have some other fucking game on it. So you'd have, like, what would look like a ruby red Pokemon game, and then it has some other shitting game on there because people used to root those things and change them. Whereas PlayStation was a little bit...
Which is like a really hard thing to do, and it's just like people aren't really going to go out of their way to annoy people like this. And this guy is such a prick, you know. Anyway, we just wanted to clarify that, and I just wanted to point that out, so...
I don't really give a shit. I don't have time to really fuck with this kind of crap. I mean... I bought old video games. I mean, I still have my stupid Rugrats game, the Rugrats 12 game. And, you know, I hate that because the Reptar is screaming at the bottom of the pyramid. If you ever play that game and you get to the pyramid scene, Tommy goes underneath and you get underneath there and it sounds like some screeching Reptar is just dying or something at the bottom of it. But like
Rugrats was already kind of bizarre anyway.
It's like all of a sudden the music goes dead and you just hear this screaming type sound from the Reptar machine up above and you hear the cogs rolling. So it just was like, I was playing it one night, I was like, this is not cool at all. Turn off back to my Bomberman.
Well, you know, Tommy is a Time Lord, so...
Apparently.
Yeah. He has a sonic screwdriver, and they're Daleks in one episode of Rugrats, and apparently Chucky is like his companion, so...
Yeah, because KB Toys sold a lot of the PlayStation games for $20.
Yeah.
That's where this is before GameStop, so that came in my area. I don't think GameStop was around at the time. I know EB Games
EB Games was what GameStop bought, you know, and then you had, like... God, you could buy video games everywhere back then. You could buy them at Best Buy.
I used to buy Ava models at EB Games.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, God,
I remember that. I remember they sold this Mech Warrior fucking game, and your game pieces were like They were like off the table. They were about the size of the soda can, and they were fully posable, and they were the game pieces. So it was basically kind of like a tabletop with fucking models that were like half a foot tall. It was
really
great.
Sad is when one of the guys that worked at the EV game store worked there so long enough that he could watch you grow up and then watch you work underneath him. And then you're old enough to actually babysit his kid after that.
You want to babysit from a cruise? You can take off your shirt if you like.
No. Go to your corner.
You're no fun.
That's why I have all these. Yeah, because like I bought the Tri-Gun at the same KB Toys because KB Toys was going
careful.
KB Toys was going out of business after a while, so that's where we got like the Soul Taker. Yeah, here's like the KB Toys logo here. That was
KB Toys was actually pretty fucking cool. I liked it over Toys R Us. You didn't get ripped off as often. Like Toys R Us was always like way expensive.
Yeah, we bought these when it was going out of business because we had one at our local mall for like forever.
Yeah.
So I would always buy toys there because it was cheaper.
Can't get the CD drive closed because I got all these cable in the way. There we go.
But we bought all the Spawn figures and stuff like that there too.
Yeah.
Because it like it says here, they used to be $10 and then they sold it for $4.99 after a while. Like I had a giant Laura Croft for $4.99. We have the.
You still have it?
No, I gave it away.
Why?
I don't know. My friend wanted a birthday present and he wanted Laura Croft, so I bought him this giant statue about this big. She was about this tall. She had the big wall in the background. And
wow.
But I think we bought the crow there as well for a pretty cheap
price.
price.
Yeah, that thing's cool. Yeah, by the way, we do use regular filters and camera lights for just lamps in here. I got our buddy's Warhammer models in the back.
LED, white light, daylight lights.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, we had KB Toys that was cheaper than GameStop and cheaper than EB Games because, like, especially with the models and stuff, it was cheaper to buy that. They did have the Japanese stuff at EB Games for a long time. But
well, I remember you could buy games at like CompuServe and shit when that still existed. Hell, you could buy. I remember back when they had like the Doom 2, and Final Doom like anthology pack at like
that's
fucking Circuit City.
This is where we got our McFarlanes all the time because
At
like
what?
all this at KB Toys,
Oh,
you'd be sitting in the back collecting dust, and we got the whole tire hockey team.
And now they can sit on top of our TV and collect dust.
We got the whole tire where the wild things are. We got the what was it? We got the McFarlane old school horror movie ones. Where is it? We got the where the wild things are. It was oh god, what's it called? We have Edward Scissorhands, and then we had the
yeah, we got all those behind the couch though.
Yeah, but no, the one I'm talking about is the Nosferatus. We have him. When you stick him in the light, he actually kind of smokes a bit. They had a special paint thing that when you put him in the light, he kind of...
You still have that?
He turns colors, yeah.
Oh, dude.
And then we have, I think they made the Frankenstein and Frankenstein's Bride, and we have that as well.
Oh, that's cool.
But,
we got Portal. We got that from the record store, though.
But we bought a bunch of these
and then I got Freddy, too, back in Vegas. What's that?
A bunch of these we got at KB Toys when it was going out. Because what KB Toys did was it sold it at like cheap discounts.
Well, they had to liquidate everything.
But as far as the game, it was just $20 at KB Toys. That's one thing.
Yeah. But yeah, awkward ending was awkward. But no, I mean, you know, we're not going to just bullshit anyone about this. I mean, it's a one-off. It's a manufacturing defect, so chill out, buttface.